Tonight, local LGBTQ rights activists coming together in Palm Springs to push for the president and the U.S. Senate to pass the Equality Act. News Channel 3's Jake Gracia has more tonight on the new display up this weekend in Palm Springs.
It's time for this hatred and this violence to stop, and it's time to have some real strength in the Senate to get our first civil rights bill, the Equality Act, into law.
Pass the Equality Act! Activists in Francis Stevens Park in Palm Springs Friday calling for legislation to pass the Senate that would offer unprecedented, guaranteed protections for LGBTQ people.
Whether it's in housing, in education, in health care, whether it's religious rights.
Palm Springs, the first city in the nation to pass a resolution in support of the Equality Act back in 2016. City leaders Friday saying transgender people nationally right now are facing a barrage of attacks.
We are up against a huge fight.
State legislatures around the country are considering or have already passed a variety of bills targeting transgender youth on issues from medical care to participation in school sports. And organizers say the number of transgender people murdered last year is well into the hundreds, planting flags across the park in their honor. And a really powerful image here this weekend in Francis Stevens Park. Each one of these 350 transgender pride flags representing lives lost in the last year.
Having a symbol of 350 flags really humanizes that, and it makes us see the magnitude of the numbers of people who have lost their lives to violence, especially trans people of color.
Activist Richard Noble organized the event. He's known for walking across the country from 2011 to 2012, carrying a rainbow pride flag to bring visibility. He says President Biden last month pledging his support for LGBTQ Americans during a presidential address to a joint session of Congress was monumental for him.
It was a wonderful moment in my life and for everybody that I'm representing here today.
The display urging for the violence to end.
We need to come together and fix, and I think we can all agree that violence is not the way.
Pushing for LGBTQ equality under the law. Jake Gracia, News Channel 3, Palm Springs.
And those flags will remain up through the weekend in order to commemorate the birthday of well-known LGBTQ crusader Harvey Milk.